Hey, I'm back in lesson 4, factor form of a quadratic relation, day 2, and we're finishing up with our last example, example number 4. Now we're looking at a real life situation. So let's go ahead and we'll read it together. It says, Angela hit a golf ball off of a raised driving range platform along the arc shown by the graph below, where X represents, so there's a typo there, that should be let's change that X to an R. And so where X represents the horizontal distance away from the platform. So here's X, and this is the horizontal distance away from the platform. So I'm going to write that underneath so I remember. This is horizontal distance away from the platform. And they say that that was measured in meters. Okay, and then it says Y represents the vertical height of the ball above the ground in meters. So on the side I'll write vertical height of the ball. So we have done in grade 9, we've made graphs before of real life situations. What I find interesting in this case is that my X and my Y are both in the same units. They're both in meters. So we really have to make sure that we understand that the X is the horizontal distance of the ball and Y is that vertical distance. All right, so let's see what we have to figure out. A says to highlight the portion of the curve that represents the actual path of the ball. So we know that a parabola continues on in either direction. These arrows continue. However, because it's a real life situation, I'm never going to be using my negative x-axis. That doesn't make sense. The ball can't go back a negative distance when you're hitting it forward. And we're not going to be using the negative y-axis because we're assuming once the ball hits the ground, it doesn't go any lower, right? Unless there was some sort of like a water trap, but it doesn't mention that. So the path of the ball, the path gets hit from a platform. So this right here on the y-axis at 0, right? The horizontal distance at the origin is going to be 0. So the ball starts here and then it gets hit. So we'll highlight here. And we know that what goes up must come down, and the ball lands, and I'm going to stop my highlight. That is the only portion of the parabola that makes sense for this real life situation. Okay, so we did that. We highlighted the portion of the curve that actually represents the path of the ball. Now, how tall is the driving range platform? So the platform, we said, is going to be right here. There's the platform. Okay, so when the horizontal distance is 0, the ball is sitting on the platform, and we can see that it's sitting 2 meters above the ground. So how tall is the driving range platform? It is 2 meters. Okay, that is where Angela makes contact with the ball and then sends it on its path. How far away from the platform does the ball land? All right, so we can see right here, that is where the ball lands. And so I want to know how far away from the platform. So that's my horizontal distance. So it landed 20 meters from the platform. Next is how high is the ball when it reaches its highest point? So the highest point is going to correspond to the vertex. So right here, this is the highest point of the ball. So the highest point of the ball, if I look, that looks like it's 11 meters. Now it says how far away from the platform is the ball when it reaches its highest point? So this is my highest point. When it reaches its highest point, that's the equation of the axis of symmetry. So it looks like it's 9.5, okay, but I don't know. So this value right here, this x value, that is going to answer when it reaches the highest point. So that one I can estimate it's 9.5, but we know, since that's the equation of the axis of symmetry, we actually have a formula so we can make sure we're exact. So let's do h equals r plus s divided by 2. So that means I need my zeros, and we already have one zero identified, which is the 20. The other zero is here, -1. Now it's not actually part of the path of the ball, but it will help me get my axis of symmetry there, which we need to answer when it's the highest point. All right, so let's sub it in. So we know it's -1 plus 20 divided by 2. -1 times 20 is going to be -19 divided by 2. And when I divide that, I'll get 9.5 meters. So we were right. It is 9.5 meters. Okay, so that's the answer for E right there. The last part is we're going to determine an equation for the path of the ball. So remember, if you're asked for an equation of the path, our final answer is going to be in factored form. And I need three things. I need my A value, I need my R, and I need my S. So my R is going to be, and my S we already said is -1 and 20. And I don't have my A, so I need a point. And I have 2 points I could use. I could use the vertex, or I could use my y-intercept, which is here in this red point, or I could use my vertex, because I did find out my vertex is going to be 9.5 and 11. And my y-intercept, that point is 0 and 2. Now when I look at the points, I'd rather work with 0 and 2 instead of 9.5. So that's what I'm going to use as my y-intercept. So I'll write that down here. So I'm going to use this point, 0, 2. All right, let's write what we know so far. So we know y equals a times x plus 1, and then x minus 20. Make sure they're the opposite sides. And we're going to sub in a 0, 2. So my 0 is my x value, 2 is my y value. So 2 will go out front, and it's a times 0 plus 1 times 0 minus 20. So 2 equals, and we have a times 0 plus 1 is 1, 0 minus 20 is a -20. Okay, let's go ahead and multiply those together. So 1 times -20 is -20, and I'm going to write it in front of the a. So I have -20 times a, and we'll divide both sides by a -20. And that gives me an a value of -1 over 10. Okay, so we can go ahead and write our equation. It's going to be y equals -1 over 10 times x plus 1 times x minus 20. And that gives us our equation. All right, now I just want to come back to our diagram here, and I want to point out something that is going to be important moving forward as we do more word problems, is that each feature of the parabola. So I have here my vertex, I have my y-intercept, I have my zeros, and I have the equation of the axis of symmetry. These are all the features of the parabola that we have been practicing how to find. And now you can see each feature represents a different value in the path of Angela's golf ball. So it's important to recognize when I have my 2 zeros that the 1 0 we need is 20, right? And if you remember how to find zeros, you will be able to find where Angela's ball lands. The highest point of her ball, vertex. So if you remember how to find vertex, you'll know how to find Angela's path of the ball. Other word problems that we're going to come across won't have the diagram done for you. That information will just be given in the word problem. So this is a great diagram. Hopefully you filled it out along with me. It can help you in our future lessons. All right, that's it for me, and I hope you guys have a great rest of the day.